Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belongings Committee at 6:30 on October 14, 2025. We're going to start off with announcements. In our last meeting, we announced that we were applying to the Shrewsbury Cultural Council grant. Sam Tanner Walling, who is the communications person for the town, and I worked on the application, and it was submitted today, and it was confirmed by Tanner. As far as knowing when we're gonna receive a confirmation of the grant approval or denial, last year we received that around the second week of December. The Cultural Council also meets once a month, so I'm not sure if they're gonna meet before or after the deadline of the submission, so we wouldn't know until sometime in December.
And it takes a while. I used to be on that commission, and it does take a while to go through everything, discuss it, so, you know.
Because they have a lot of applications, right?
Tons of applications,
Yeah.
tons.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We did apply as a summer program. Do you want to talk about it, Tam? Or
I will feel free to chime in if I miss anything.
Okay.
But we applied for it just as he said, so it would be like summer programming, because then it would somewhat be more inclusive of potentially the different events that we may put on, forums, projects, things like that down the line. And so the goal was to try to catch all of that, when submitting the grant application. Anything else that I missed?
No, basically that.
So we're talking about Juneteenth and the Pride event and the multicultural event. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's all we have for the Cultural Council grant application. Late September, as another announcement is that late September, as you all know, in response of the continued attacks by the federal government on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility policies and programming in schools, the governor, the Attorney General, Executive Office of Education, Department of Higher Education, and Department of Elementary and Secondary Education are reissuing the joint guidance of affirming commitment to equal access of education. I can facilitate that link for you guys later on.
Great.
Basically to clarify the legal landscape of the Commonwealth institutions of higher education and kindergarten to 12 schools as they work to advance educational goals and access educational opportunities. Whenever you guys have a chance, just take a look at the guide and just read through. It's really good information there.
Good. And it's already been distributed to the different public schools around.
Correct.
And you will send us the link?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask for a book club update. If there are any.
So again, not great attendance. But again, I feel like I'm failing in terms of getting the word out for it. I'm gonna actually send a notice to Tanner for the next one, but he's only reporting on things for that week. So it might not be a very timely announcement, but hopefully it will trigger people thinking about it for the next months after that. We discussed, Julie and I, the librarian and I, kind of reducing the number of months to 2 months because we feel like that's enough to cover the books too. So we finished with Along Petal of the Sea, and our next one is called, I think it's called Night of the Living Res.
Oh,
and
what is it?
Night of the Living Res, R-E-Z, and it's because November is Native American and Pacific Islander month, and so we wanted to have something topical for November and December. So that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. Okay. Let me know how I can support you in moving this.
Just in the distribution of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we, post it this month in the middle of the towns. They have in front of the old Beale School.
Right.
The sign.
Deal. Yeah.
We can talk to Jessica and
Okay.
And just for those of us on the committee, Flo and I had an amazing discussion
We had a great
over
discussion.
that book. So please come join us. We really had a wonderful
Yeah.
time talking about
Yeah.
it. So I'll have to get this one too.
Yeah.
Who was the author on this one?
Oh gosh, I don't remember, but I can look it up. I mean, it's I think it's a series of stories, so
Okay.
you know, it looks very interesting. So.
Book club is first Saturday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
First Saturday of the month at 1:00 in the library. All right.
So that means that next month's would be on the November 1st, which is the first Saturday of November.
Okay.
What time?
1:00.
Okay. So for those who are listening to this meeting, the next book club meeting will be on November 1st at 1:00
And
In the
at
library.
the public library, yeah.
And the book is Night of the Living Res, and the author is Morgan Talty, Talty.
And we do provide the copies of the book.
Yes, they'll have them at the library.
Awesome.
Also, Julie and I crafted a different statement for the library newsletter. You know how they list the different book clubs there? And ours is very nondescript, so we crafted something that was a little bit more descriptive of what we're doing.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
hopefully that will help also.
All right. That's all I have for announcements. As a reminder of the committee members, please let me know if you guys want to announce anything before prior to our meetings. Okay. Alrighty. Moving on to review and enact to approve the minutes of August 11th with the corrections. Martha pointed out another mistake in our minutes for August 11th, so I corrected it. And then I did send out the September 8th minutes. Thank you, Safa, for that.
Thank you, Sam.
So can I get a motion to approve the minutes of August 11th and September 8th?
So moved.
Oh, second.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Awesome. Minutes are approved. Okay, moving on to new business. Discuss the bi-yearly report to the select board. So each year we have to send a document or present in front of the select board. Make an appearance in one of their meetings to discuss what we've been up to, basically. We have not done that yet this year, so I was thinking that we could do this for December. It doesn't have to be all of us. With only 2 of us should be enough if we're going to present in front of the select board.
And
think-
this is for 2024 activities.
2025.
2025 activities?
Yes.
Okay. So we still have to work on that.
Yes, it's
Okay.
still on.
You only sent me the 2024 ones. So.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
I think this is a great opportunity for us to bring up concerns, the questions that we have received from community members, and ask the select board for some considerations as well. Do you guys have any thoughts?
What's the date and time for the select board meeting? Anyone?
I'm not sure when it is. I know they meet the second Tuesday of every month, so it would be
Okay, well, I think that might
That would be
Later.
the 9th.
Okay.
and-
At 7? Or?
Just for next month.
yes.
Yeah.
So we would have to ask for time for that
Yes,
meeting.
we would have to request time for that meeting.
How do we prepare for that meeting?
So we create a document, we talk about whatever we want to discuss. We send out an email to the select board requesting time for us, and if they add us to their agenda, we just sit in front of them and basically have a conversation with them. It's nothing major. You don't have to have a presentation or anything like that. Like,
Okay. No
it's just-
presentation needed.
Yeah.
We can if we wanted to, but whatever works.
I mean, Louis sent me the 2024 version, so I'm going to work on the 2025 version and send it out to everybody so that people can contribute to that. And Louis asked me just to do the presentation, but it'd be great to have whoever wants to come there.
I think the only,
Because
in
there's gonna
terms
be
of a
discussion.
present, like a PowerPoint or something, I think the only pictures we have are the ones I took at the shelter.
Yeah, I know Tanner took some pictures at the Spirit of Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
No, if we need to
And-
do a whole PowerPoint. do
No,
We
I'm
don't have to.
I'm just
I-
saying
we
the
don't
only
have
thing
to.
we had were my very poor pictures.
No,
So
it's
let's
fine.
not-
So we
not
have to
go
make
there.
a point of taking more pictures at future
Yes.
events, I think, right?
I did see some pictures at the Spirit of Shrewsbury thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And our our last high school appointee, Anushi
Yeah,
Mishra,
Mitra, I think.
also took pictures at other events.
Oh,
So
okay.
We do have pictures from other events.
So do you think we should do a PowerPoint?
If you guys want to, yeah.
I mean, I guess it just depends on, like, what are we trying to convey? Because I know at the same time we're concerned about not having enough events, but I think for every bit of engagement that we have with the community,
Yep.
it's definitely worth highlighting
Yeah,
as much as possible so
Yep.
that we can also engage the select board to potentially, hopefully, help us to continue to engage with the community.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been training adults for I don't know how many years, and what I have learned is that it registers better if you have visual
Yeah.
as well as auditory. So if we've got pictures from 3 different events, that is going to say we're not just talking about we were there and these are things we did. This we show them. This is what we did.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. So we can put together a PowerPoint and send it to everybody.
Um,
And I want to include not just the events, right? I mean, I want
Oh, yeah.
to include
Everything.
our discussions and, the different sorts of things that we're considering too.
okay. Well, I mean, I guess just let us know how we can support or what type of.
Well, if
support
you have any
can see.
pictures, you can send them to me.
All right, I can send you.
Will you send me
Yeah,
what you
you can do.
Yeah.
I already
I
sent
can
you the
email them.
pictures.
You sent me
didn't
your
I?
pictures, yes.
Okay.
So Roger will send me what he has,
Yeah,
and
I
then
can email it to you.
whoever took anything else. Who's the third person you said?
Did you see Mishra?
Anushri, yep.
Anusha. Okay.
I can reach out to her and ask her.
Okay.
Or Roger, can you reach out to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for future events, we should decide who's taking the pictures, so like we could have like a designated
Yeah.
person to do it.
Good.
So it's not like everyone is gonna take a picture, but no one to take a picture. Yeah.
So with that being said, Anushri did volunteer to take pictures for our future events as well. We just need
good.
to reach out to her, and if she has the time, she will definitely take pictures for us.
Okay. If she doesn't have the time,
And
then
then
we'll
Just
designate
designate someone.
somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tricky part about that is that I'm just thinking about the shelter event we did, is that we were shifting people constantly, and there were so many
Yeah.
other things happening at
Right.
times when not everybody was there.
Well, and they canceled certain periods too,
Right.
right? So, well, we'll have to be flexible.
Yeah,
We
so
can do
it's just
that.
so that we don't get stuck in one.
Right.
It must be this way or that way. Just
Right.
so we stay, like you said, flexible.
Sounds good.
Any other comments or questions about this? Nope. Alrighty. So by the next meeting, we'll have something up, and then we can discuss for
And modify
Yep.
accordingly.
review and discuss, and then we can vote on it for December.
I have a question. When you say bi-yearly, do you mean twice a year?
Twice a year.
Okay. Just making sure.
When was our last report?
And it was December last year, I believe.
December 2024.
So we have not presented ourselves in front of the select board this year.
Oh,
Okay. And we mentioned that we were going to reach out, request time, and hopefully we'll be on their agenda for November or possibly December.
For December.
Oh, for December.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to give ourselves time to get things together.
yes.
Because I was gonna say perfect. I want to make sure because I've never been to one of their meetings, so I just want to make sure that I take this opportunity to also participate.
Yeah, great.
Awesome. Okay, so moving on.
I'm sorry. Should we try to schedule 2 different reports to the select board in 2026? Do you know what I mean? Just so that we have
Oh.
kind of like deadlines to work towards.
Yeah.
I think we can figure that out, after we do the December one, but it might be good to do something I don't know,
Yeah, I agree.
late spring, early summer, and then later in the year
I
again.
think we can do one before our major events in the summer and then at the end of December.
Yeah, so this is what we're planning, and yeah, and this is
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Discussing the Senior Center newsletter submission schedule for 2026. So this month, Samantha submitted the newsletter submission. So thank you, Sam, for that. In our last meeting, I said I would create a schedule for submission, and I added it to the template with all the instructions. I'm not sure if you all have access to the template. If not, I'm just going to give you all access right now, and
And the schedule you posted also?
the schedule is also there as well.
Okay.
So I will send next month and for in November, and then Flo will send in December, and that's the last of this year basically. And then it goes on.
You
And
already
it's-
sent the one for November, right?
No, we sent the one for. Oh yes, posted.
Right, because it has to be by the 10th.
Yes, so the one posted in November is already sent.
Okay. And then I'm doing December?
Yes.
Okay.
And the table is very user friendly. It says when you have to submit it by and for what month is for as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You don't have to do this by yourself, obviously. So I encourage you to reach out if you guys have any questions. I'm sharing the document right now.
So the distribution, I'm just curious, so the senior center newsletter are all residents over 65, or do you know what it is?
I don't know. I get it.
I get it too.
I get it too. You just
get
have
it?
to, yeah. Oh, you
I
have to
think
just
you
sign up
just
for
sign
it.
up.
You just
Sign up for it?
Yeah, you can sign up to be notified by any department in town.
Right.
And I get inundated with them.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually signed up for it, so I'm thinking they might automatically know, the citizens of Shrewsbury who are senior,
Could be.
by whatever definition. I don't feel senior.
All right. Any questions? Alrighty. So moving on to all business, review and discuss participation of Spirit of Shrewsbury Fall Festival. So Roger, Samantha, John, and myself tabled the event. It was a great turnout, I would say. As an FYI, we couldn't find our rocks for painting.
Yeah, I mean,
What exactly did we lose again? We lost the rocks. We lost
the rocks and the markers.
markers.
But at
Right.
the end of the event, we found them.
Oh, good. I was going to say, I returned them, I remember, after the shelter event.
No,
Where did you find them?
a town board or committee had grabbed them before us, and they were using them to hold their own paper
Yeah, it's paper
as
weights.
paperweights.
Oh,
Oh, no. Excuse me.
So yeah.
Okay, well, at least you found them.
Oh, yeah.
I,
we
I
found
found myself checking stones along the way to see which ones might.
All right, so for the next event, we'll have them.
Yeah. So for this event, we did use some little wooden magnets, DEIB magnets.
Yeah, it was like I don't even know what it was like. What would you even call it? Like it was like
It's like wood art.
it was like it was like wood like sculptures or
Yeah.
something I think that you would just color on and then
Yeah.
you would attach a magnet to the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
That's neat.
people were all over them.
Yeah.
So we bought that for the multicultural fest. I think we had like 5 boxes, so I just grabbed one.
Yeah.
Just to have some.
Great.
People were all over them, so we should order more of those for our next events as well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as tailored to kids. It was more, versatile, I would say.
Sure.
We also had our document distributed. We sent it over in the email. We had basic information about. You grab one and pass.
Yeah.
Please. About our committee, it has our mission, our charge, our current and past initiatives, and then it also has QR codes on how to get more involved in the community. Thank you.
Great.
Our YouTube channel and some resources. As far as the resource link, we should get together with Tanner Walling so we can update the resource page and the resource tab, on our page. So is that something that some of you are interested in?
It's so far beyond my skill. I turn it over to anybody else.
So basically it's just gathering information or resources so people have them. Nothing for us to create or anything like that. We don't have a timeline for any of it either. It's
No,
just...
I'm looking at this.
Oh, the QR code?
Yeah, yes, sorry.
Oh.
It's way beyond me. I can never make them work.
Okay. That's too bad.
I can't make them work. My daughter yells at me.
Okay, well,
I'm happy to work on that. I don't know if I can either do it by myself or I'm happy to work on it with someone
You can
else.
also
whichever.
when needed.
Okay, so Samantha and Roger to work on town resources. Do you guys want to set some time, and you guys can invite me to that as well, and I'll happy to chime in as well.
I can help too if you want to.
Honestly, we can all send it to
Yeah. Roger and Sam.
Roger and Sam, and then work from that. Okay. We also have community members coming to us and thanking us for what we've done and for everything we've been doing for DEI in our town, which is always nice to hear. We also have people sharing their concerns as well. We had 7 new volunteer signups.
That's it. Wow.
And they were asking if we would send them, because the first thing I said to them is like, we will never spam you with any emails or anything like that. And they actually want to be spammed. They were, no, actually I want to sign up for more information. I want to know what the town is doing. I want to know what's going on in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
So that's something that we can also explore.
Like what we want to send out.
Yep.
Okay. I think that would be great. And also utilizing these volunteers for
Mhm.
different events.
One person talks to one other person, and they talk to a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. And we already have a volunteer list that we're really not engaging with right now. So we need to figure out how we're going to engage with those volunteers.
Yes, I agree.
Should
We
we
can,
let them know more about the meetings and maybe have them come, just like people go to the selectmen's meeting?
Yeah, they want to.
also potential events, we can also send them updated information, for example, the announcements that we make about the state guidelines, anything like that, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is happening, this just happened. Doesn't have to be super thorough, it's just, we could be even once a month prior to our meeting, and on the same link we can, in the same email we can invite them to our meeting.
I think that's good.
Um,
So do we want to kind of share the responsibility for doing that by?
Yes, I was thinking that we could start next year and then work on it on our workshop, and then we
Okay.
can put in more work into this.
Okay.
Okay. So we're scheduling a workshop for that? Okay.
Yep, we're scheduling a workshop. I will talk about that later on. What else? Do you want to share anything about the event, Sam?
I appreciated being able to attend. It was my first time going. I'd probably say that's likely one of the largest turnouts I've seen with the community, even with the other little events I've attended. So it was just one of those things where I saw it as really a huge opportunity, where if we wanted to create more opportunities for ourselves to be able to engage with the community, events like those would be great. I also would love to find out from the, I guess the festival committee, how did they market the event? Since that's a big part of pulling people in. and just to kind of understand what their process is so that we can, in a sense, replicate it as best as we can, regardless of whatever our restraints may be. But yeah.
When that first started,
Mhm.
they were constantly asking people to come in, and they still are. You know, I sat on that committee for a year or two, but I think that that's one way if we can maybe get somebody on that committee, it can be helpful. That way we know a little bit more about what they're planning, how we can
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
around it.
I do think that that was something that I also thought about because I thought of the different vendors that were there, so inclusive of everyone. It had I felt like there were some opportunities for ways that we could showcase other parts of our community, even if it's encouraging different groups that enjoy, I don't know. Now I'm over here trying to think of exactly what, but just making it somewhat more diverse in a sense. Also using it as an opportunity to showcase the diversity that is in Shrewsbury.
Right.
It's not just about bringing the people out, but also highlighting that, since that is one of the pillars of how we want to support our town. So I do definitely think it would be a good idea to try to get one of us on their committee as well.
Awesome.
I can maybe volunteer for that since I'm retired now.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
when.
can get you the information of
Okay.
the one of the members, and then you can reach out to them.
Okay.
Also, this is a private, private group of citizens who does it. So,
Yeah.
just as an FYI.
Just to kind of put it in perspective, when they first did it, it was on the common. That's how much it has grown.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just on that little common. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, and it's good if I volunteer, if they need volunteers, pretty soon, since it just happened,
Yeah.
right? So.
I think they start working on it early in the year, like January. Like they start working very early
Okay.
soon.
Yeah, if you just send me the name.
Yep.
Thanks. Why did we do that?
I have a few suggestions, comments, concerns from town residents that we gather in the town. The Spirit of Shrewsbury. I'm not gonna read through all of them right now, but we
Summarize.
will discuss this at our workshop as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
I will highlight that we had conversations with the commissions of disabilities and also with the sustainability committee in the town. And they are looking forward for us to have a conversation with
Good.
them as our charge may intertwine in one way or another. And how can we collaborate with each other as well. So
Just got a notice about something that they're putting on, an event or something like that they're doing.
I know they were doing the Disability Commission. I know they were
Yeah.
doing a survey.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
didn't
it's,
hear
it's,
about
it's a
that.
senior center. And I can't remember exactly what it is. I just remember I looked in my book and I can't do it, so it didn't register.
I wonder, because I know that they also openly, were like, we invite you guys to come to any of our events since we are looking to collaborate in the future. So I imagine, is this something that we will potentially also showcase on our calendar, because it's all intertwined. I'm not saying that it should be like one of our events, but I don't know, in support, is that something that we would ever do? Because that also would show that we are communicating and that there is some collaboration going on. Because the Disability Commission is just as important,
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
this is
that
the
it?
event. I got it.
You got
It's October 29th at 12 p.m. at the Senior Center. And it's going to be a presentation discussing advocacy, assistive technology, and laws to ensure access. So,
sounds really good.
yeah.
At the senior center, you said?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then yes, Sam, that's something that we should look into.
Well, I think the fact that the Grand Marshal of the parade was Ryan Dixon. Ryan was in my daughter's class. He has Down syndrome. And he's remarkable. He's remarkable. The Special Olympics, all kinds of awards and stuff.
The mayor
But
of
the
Shrewsbury.
fact that the town is beginning to say it doesn't have to be an old white guy or an old white woman who has been up until now.
Right.
So that if we can get ourselves involved there, that opens up that possibility
That's
as
great.
well. Saying, yeah, we're here.
I
That's
agree.
a great point.
Alrighty. Any questions, comments, Roger? No? So there was the only I want to say issue that people were bringing up constantly to the table was that there wasn't a lot of space in between the tents for a lot of people to walk by, or anyone with a wheelchair wasn't really
Uh-huh.
It wasn't
Able
accessible. Yeah.
for them. But other than that, everything was okay. And that's it for the Spirit of Shrewsbury. Any other questions or comments?
I'm sending you all the link to the event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on to the last order of business, which is reviewing, discussing the Welcome Community Statement / policy. Flo, Martha, and I met with the select board member Beth Casavan to discuss what we're trying to achieve with this initiative. Flo made a template of the policy that we're trying to recommend and is handed in front of you right now.
That's the Shrewsbury Select Board Welcoming Community Policy. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, Flo?
Sure. Well, so I was sort of tasked with following up from the meeting that Martha and Louise and I had with Beth Casavan.
Hold on. Sorry.
To at least, it's,
Here, I've got a second copy. of that.
Sorry.
No worries.
Sorry about that.
because Beth had said, you know, we had a lot of different conversations. Did you want to talk about what we talked about first with her before we get into this part?
Sure, you
Or?
can talk about
Okay, do you want to do that or you want me?
it. You can talk about it.
Okay, well, so, I mean, Beth was very helpful for us, I think. She, you know, is a member of the select board, and so she knows the different folks on there pretty well. And we had given her the previous document that all of you have, which is basically a letter to the select board that has the town of Natick's, you know, welcoming community policy, as well as a lot of other information that Louise had put together. And she did express some reservations, to tell you the truth, about bringing it up before the select board, just because somewhat of the composition of the select board, and also, you know, is this the time for us to be attracting attention from state or federal, you know, governmental officials, right? Nevertheless, she said, you know, if you are going to present this to the select board, don't expect the select board to actually write the policy. So why don't you draft something so that we can have something to look at? And so I started drafting something, and then I realized that the town of Natick's one was pretty much what I think we need to say. So I feel like I kind of cheated because I copied the Natick's one, but that's what you have in front of you, the Shrewsbury Select Board Welcoming Community Policy. And we figured we could use this as a template for us to discuss and then maybe modify if people wanted to do that. I don't know, you probably saw it before when we presented it, you know, in the letter, but just to sort of reiterate, you know, the first point, and I actually added some links so people could see what those laws actually were. So it lists 2 different federal laws that prohibit town officials from imposing limits on basically, you know, sending or receiving information regarding citizenship and immigration status with any federal, state, or local governmental entities. So means that, you know, the town can't really say, we're not going to send you this information because that's what we're deciding in this town. So it's sort of at least reiterating, I think, that we're not violating any of these federal and state laws, and that's what number 2 says. No town bylaw, policy, procedure, or regulation is intended to violate those federal laws or the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and then I provided that link too. But then it goes on to say, no employee of the town shall inquire about or collect any information regarding citizenship or immigration status, lawful or unlawful, unless required by federal or state laws requiring municipal employees to do so. And no employee of the town shall detain a person based on the belief that the person is not present legally, or that the person has committed an immigration violation. So in other words, you would still need to have the lawful warrant or whatever form it takes to actually stop anybody. You can't just do it because you think this person looks shifty.
Suspicious.
Right. And no employee of the town shall perform the functions of an immigration officer or the town using town funds, et cetera, to directly assist in the enforcement. But notwithstanding that, nothing in this policy shall prevent an officer, employee, or department of the town from lawfully discharging duties, as kind of already reiterated in numbers 1 and 2, in compliance with and response to lawfully issued judicial warrants, etc. And then number 6, violation of this policy may result in disciplinary actions from the hiring authority up to and including termination. So one of the things that Beth, because she looked at this, from the native point of view, and really had some comments about was that the select board is not in charge of the town employees, right? It's the HR part of the town, right? Offices. So how does any of this really, or how can the select board and our committee to bring it up to the select board actually do anything about this kind of a statement? And so that's a question we probably need to talk about, in addition to the fact that, yes, we want to change this or not.
So for this, we would reach out to the town manager's office and ask them if they currently possess a policy that states what we're trying to state here. The Natick Select Board took upon themselves to create this policy because the town didn't have such policy, and they were making sure that everyone is protected, and also the town is protected in case of a lawsuit as well. And that's why they took upon themselves to write this and adopt it to the town offices. The subcommittee who's working on this will reach out to the town manager's office with some questions, and we hopefully can schedule some time with him to see if you have any answers or any comments on this statement that this policy that we have. Do you guys have any questions or comments?
Well, I actually did go and look up. I looked at the laws that Flo was good enough to highlight for us. And basically what it comes down to is if we don't gather the information, we're perfectly within the law when we say we can't send that to you because we just don't have it.
Right. So that kind of makes that clear. Right.
So would this be something we send to the town manager or something?
For comment?
Any discussion
Yes.
regarding this?
Yes. So I think that Louise and Martha and I will try to schedule a meeting with the town manager and then report back to this committee about, again, is there anything at all, right, in the HR sort of policies that are already a part of the town?
I have a question. Quick question. So is there any, I guess, do we by chance reach out to anyone in Natick to kind of I guess, get their feedback on
Yes.
the process they utilize as
Yeah.
well as the fallout or whatever happened after.
Yes.
Okay.
So we did talk to the the chairperson of the select board of Natick. I forgot her name. Because I'm not very good at names, but she
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No worries.
And that's why I share with you why they decided to take it upon themselves to create this policy. And basically, nothing has changed in the town. Natick has been very welcoming. So they were just making sure that it was written that they are welcoming.
And they didn't have any negative feedback about this.
The select board did not
Yeah.
have negative feedback.
Right.
I will say that there was some backlash from community members,
Okay, that was my next question.
and everything that happened, it's also in the document that's presented there with the reports and anything like that. The chair
Yeah.
person woman's car got vandalized.
Right.
I also know that the Republican town committee for Natick ran an ad prior to Thanksgiving. And the ad says all these crazy things that Natick was going to be covering, tents and immigrants and everything like that if the select board were to pass this. But it has nothing to do with any of that, and the town of Natick has not seen anything that it was advertised to them. So it did cause a little bit of an uproar in the town.
Okay.
In the material we talked with Beth on too, Louis had done this extensive research, and he had documented all of the different towns in the Commonwealth that have a policy or a declaration or something,
Some
a
statement.
bylaw in some cases. So, so we know that we're not the only ones putting
Right.
something out there at
Right.
this point.
Right.
Would it also be helpful to find out if it may potentially put individuals at risk to be harmed? Then that would also be something I'd be concerned about, and at least to have some sort of. I mean, I assume it would be the town manager who would need to bring this up or kind of talk about this in more detail. But if you're saying that the chairperson of the select board, their car was vandalized, then I would like to believe that the community is going to respond well, but we also should be prepared in the instance of a negative response. And so the question I have is what could we do then, or what measures could we put in place to protect those individuals, and assuming also potentially ourselves, just if something were to go in an
Right.
adverse
So-
direction.
That's something that we can definitely add to our document. But as far as any of that, we need to understand that we're just sending them a recommendation, and the select board
Right.
decides whether to put it or not to put it in their agenda.
Okay.
So if they decide to put it on their agenda, then
We'll have
We can-
more conversation.
correct. Right.
Okay.
But I would just like to remind you that one of the things that Michelle Obama said in an interview before Barack was elected president was, my husband could be shot at a gas station at any time.
Yeah.
So, the reality is all of us on this committee
There's a level of
have that as an issue as well. There's always somebody who's not going to like it.
All right.
Alrighty. Any other comments or questions regarding the policy?
What,
Okay.
What do you? What do people think about these statements? Is that where we want to go, or?
Yep. I think it's very clear. And it's already federal and state law. We just want to make sure that the town has it in writing, if it's not in writing.
Sophie, you've been quiet. Do you have any thoughts about it?
I agree with it all.
Okay.
I think you guys have been speaking pretty well about it, so I have nothing more to say.
She's taking notes.
Yeah.
Roger, how about you?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I agree with what Sam has said, basically about no one's or actually you said it with the Obama, that no one can be shot, because I feel like us being part of DEI, I feel like if anything, it actually puts us more at risk because we're under a committee that's being currently targeted in in the like political climate right now. So I think it's just like important to be aware of, you know, that we're still like, if not, like more prone to any like acts of like aggression or violence.
And I do agree overall that this is a conversation we should be having, not only to bolster ourselves, but to be aware of what the risks could be. But in addition to that, I know also during the Spirit of Shrewsbury, we did have a family that came up to us and they actually did express that concern for us as committee members. So I do believe that this is something that not only ourselves are aware of, but the entire community, just because of what is happening right now.
Right.
And I don't think it's solely just like also targeted committees, right? I do think like a lot of people that, you know, are in these groups that aren't like necessarily targeted are also concerned for the
Sure.
well-being of others. Like I think during the Spirit of Shrewsbury committee, me and Luis had talked to this one woman. Do you remember her? Like that woman that like expressed concern over
Yes.
like our current political climate and everything that's happened. I think that's also like a sign that other people aside from these communities are also concerned about
Of course.
what is going on.
Yeah.
It's either they've seen it firsthand or they've seen like many articles or whatever is going on in the current world.
Well, and I think that sort of speaks to the importance. I mean, not that I have to sell all of you on this, but you know, the importance of having a policy like this. But yeah, it affects not just committee members, select board members, but it's the community.
You know, I think the fact that the community has this committee is a major plus in terms of what we want to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
definitely.
And obviously, we know that DEI is under attack, and we are prone to be, you know, more targeted. But we also need to understand where the community stands. And every time I do events and table events, I only get great feedback from community members, and they're always thankful for us being there. So that also shows that people are, you know, paying attention to us, and they are more than welcoming in this town.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay. So with that being said, we also drafted a statement for them to adapt. The select board at the time, Board of Selectmen in 2022 issued a commitment to the community. I'm just gonna read it real quick. The Shrewsbury Board of Selectmen affirm our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Our vision is for Shrewsbury to be vibrant, inclusive, collaborative community where all can thrive. We are diverse in many ways: age, ability, citizenship, gender, financial status, race, religion, and sexual orientations, to name just a few. We originate from different places as we speak different languages. We have a broad range of beliefs, opinions, and viewpoints. Our diversity is a source of strength, character of our town. Our goal is to foster a culture where these unique characteristics are respected, valued, and celebrated. We will apply DEIB focus to our decision making and inclusive specific DEI objectives in our annual Board of Selectmen's goal. Shrewsbury is your home, and you deserve to experience a strong sense of belonging. Together, we will continue to strengthen our municipal government and our ability to serve all residents. This was back in 2022 when the committee was formed.
But is it anywhere to be found on any town website where people can actually access it?
The first time I've ever seen
Because
it.
I've looked for this.
So you would have to Google specifically
Yeah, because that's how
DEI commitment Shrewsbury, and then you can pull up the statement. But it's nowhere to be found. This is something that we can add to our town resources as well.
Could we
Yeah.
put this on like the DEIB website?
Yeah.
At least?
Yeah.
We can add it to the resource page.
Yeah.
So that's a place that people can find it. So when we were drafting the reaffirmation, we basically, you know, took the same language and transferred it to our current time. The new one reads, the Shrewsbury Select Board reaffirms the 2022 DEIB affirmation and is bolded. We remain committed to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging for every resident. Our vision for our vision is a Shrewsbury that is welcoming, connected, and thriving. A community where everyone has the opportunity to participate, contribute, and belong. We are diverse in many ways: age, ability, citizenship, gender, socioeconomic status, race, religion, and sexual orientation, just to name a few. We hold a broad range of beliefs, opinions, and viewpoints. Our diversity is a source of strength and character for our town. Our goal is to foster a culture where these unique characteristics are respected, valued, and celebrated. We will apply DEIB focused on our decision making and include specific DEI objectives in our annual select board goals. And then bolded again is Shrewsbury is your home and you deserve to feel safe, welcome, and experience a strong sense of belonging. Together, we will continue to strengthen our municipal government and our ability to serve all residents. And then sign the select board of Shrewsbury.
Did I miss the handout on that? Was there?
You know, I might have screwed out handouts.
Okay. I think
Thank
we
you have an
ended up
extra-
with-
Yeah,
yeah.
you and I
Sorry about
created something else. Okay,
No worries.
thank you.
Again, this is just a draft, and like Flo said, Beth suggested for us to, draft them for them, just to make it easier.
Mhm.
Obviously, they can edit this as ever they want.
Mhm.
But this is basically what we have. Do you guys have any comments or questions on that?
No, I think it's a great idea to redo it, especially now. Especially now, I
Sure.
think it's important.
Exactly.
And maybe it's all we're going to be able to get from them, but at least it gives us something else to give to them.
Right, right. And so would we bring this up at the December meeting of the select board?
I would
Yeah,
anticipate that we would.
okay. I guess I have a little, not a fear, but a hesitation that if they reaffirm this, which hopefully they will, that they're not going to see the need for the welcoming community policy. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But maybe we can ease them into it this way. So, yeah.
Or maybe we don't show them this until after we show them the other one.
Yep.
Well, we had talked about that
Yep.
too, that
Mhm.
strategy. So,
Mhm.
what do people think?
I mean,
Maybe we should ask Beth about this one.
I feel like this is like a statement. This is just like a start, like a step into like the right, like the first. Like I think it's a first step into the right direction, but I think just being a statement, right, or whatever we have right here, like the statement of, Shrewsbury being your home and everything. I think that needs like an extra boost, which is what I think the policy can help with. And so I don't really see a reason why they wouldn't be necessarily like intrigued about our policy, but then again, it's not necessarily guaranteed either.
Right. We had at one point discussed saying, let's start with the big guns, the welcoming community policy, and then we can back off if that's totally something that's going to be rejected. So,
Classic bargaining technique.
yeah. So, I don't know. What do you all think?
We have a statement that has been made public. It's difficult to find. Versus we have a welcoming statement that we want to. Okay. Well, I can also see where potentially it could be viewed as, well, we already have a statement. Why is the welcoming letter required? Even though I do agree
Yep.
with you, Roger, and with everyone else, like I do emphatically believe that this is necessary because it's another way that we are affirming what we've already said to the public, right? So if as a town we are committed to strengthening our municipal government and also, ensuring that residents continue to feel that Shrewsbury is safe, Shrewsbury is their home, then I would implore or hope that both will be viewed as being just as important. But I think we may also, just as we've been doing, strategize as to how to approach it in case we don't get what we're asking, because something is already there.
It's
And
not-
then
it's
I-
also just like
However,
this-
I'm willing to bet that there are many people on that select board who don't know about that policy. Some of them
That
have
are
been
newer.
elected since then,
Mm-hmm.
and they may not know it exists.
It's also a thing where it's not just Flo that feels this, but it's also like a whole bunch of other people, especially immigrant populations or
Yeah.
other ethnic groups that are being targeted, they also feel the same fear. And so I think a statement alone isn't necessarily the. I see it more as like a base, essentially. And I
I
think
agree.
the welcoming letter or policy
Mhm.
is more of a more
Supporting.
push, like a support,
Mhm.
essentially, into
What we
reaffirming the
Mhm.
public.
It's
that-
more specific.
Yeah.
I think it's the action behind our words.
Agree.
Right. Right.
So with that being said, depending on what we find out with the town manager,
Right.
We can decide whether to, what to send to the select board.
Yeah.
Because the town manager decides that, the policy is more in his scope, then that will be sent to the town manager's office,
Mhm.
and then the statement can be sent out to the select board.
Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully we can set that meeting up fairly soon. Okay. Good. That makes sense.
Any more questions or comments? Alrighty. So we're gonna move on to set next month's agenda. It will be on November 12th.
Okay.
10th.
10th?
Monday the 10th. The 12th is a Wednesday.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at January for some reason.
11:10.
The 8th. Sorry.
Oh, the 8th?
Yeah.
Martha, what are you looking?
The 8th is a Saturday.
Oh yeah, Monday the 10th.
Monday is the 10th.
December.
Okay.
Oh, I'm looking at December. Okay, so yeah, the 10th.
Okay. It's all settled. Okay.
And that's in town hall this time, right?
It should be.
We'll see, hopefully.
Hopefully, yep.
Yeah.
And
You were going to talk on the workshop
yeah, so we're gonna have a workshop.
at this meeting, the 10th, in
On the
November?
10th, yes,
Okay.
in November. So we're gonna have a workshop first, and then we'll have a normal meeting. On the workshop, we're gonna discuss our yearly calendar for 2026, and dividing the subcommittees. And then I've talked to a few of you about how we should structure the DEIB committee. Instead of having a monthly meeting where we all just sit and wait for us to wait for announcements, I think we should divide the charge into different pieces and assign DI members to each specific bullet, and then you guys can work on those bullets and focus on that bullet, and then report to this committee each time we meet on any initiative or anything that you guys want to share about that. We can talk about that more again in our workshop. I will share a document with you all at for that time with the workflow or anything like that. Because when I joined this committee, there wasn't like a workflow for me to follow, and I feel like I have to have everything written down in order for me to actually be proactive.
Me too.
So I feel like we have that. It's easier for us to know where we're heading because the when we were appointed, we were tasked as the experts in this matter, and obviously we're not all experts. You're learning and moving the town forward into a better space than it is. So if we divide and have a structure, it's going to move so much faster than it currently is.
Right, right.
Okay.
So are you saying, well, we can talk about this in our workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Do you guys want to add anything to the agenda?
I would like to consider some kind of an event where we are, just like people have food drives, because I have been giving stuff that my daughter is getting rid of to Jen, who handles the shelter folks. And it's been gratefully received, bedding and a small old
great.
microwave and stuff. And I've got more stuff that it might be something also that would be really good for us to be involved in. Some kind of an event where we're having people donate donate your old blankets, donate your clean children's toys, because I've given her a bunch of children's toys too. So it may be something that could be another place for us to have a visual face.
Okay. I remember we did have a conversation at one of our meetings, or maybe I'm just.
No, I think we did.
The
Um,
previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
About-
supposed to workshop potentially ways to support
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
more in the future.
So we can definitely add it to the workshop and see how we can add that. So we are on that meeting, hopefully voting on a recommendation for the select board, depending on what we found out on our meeting this month. Then on our meeting, we will review and discuss the yearly calendar activities and subcommittees for the public to know, and then review the bi-yearly report on the select board for the
It's been
select
a
board.
long day, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long day for me. And obviously, if you guys want to add anything to the agenda, please feel free to reach out, and we can see how we can accommodate it as well for the November 10th meeting. If you guys don't have any, we have to review and act on the following correspondence, which we didn't get any this month.
Can I ask one thing? So are you gonna send some of the agendas for the workshop and
Yes, so I'm
a
not
little bit ahead
sure.
of time? Because I'm
Yes.
just thinking it will give us time to contemplate what
Yes.
we wanna do.
It's not going to be posted, but it will
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
be shared with you guys
Okay,
before
yeah.
that time. Let me make a note of that, because if not, I'm gonna forget.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay. If you guys don't have any more questions or comments, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, meeting adjourned at 7:32 p.m.